Hello, everyone. For the first episode of the Late Late Show with Alex Trina, we have a very special guest, my good friend. We've been friends since high school, and she just graduated from the American Academy of Dramatic Arts with an associate's degree in occupational studies. Please welcome Miss Alynn Mai. Yes,
Hi.
Alynn. Hello, hello. Long time no see. What's
I
new with you?
know
If you
it's
could
been a
kind of share.
while. I just moved to this new apartment in LA. It's quite noisy outside, so if you do hear the sirens in the background, I'm so sorry. Other than that, I'm just looking for jobs. Yep. Hold on, give me a second. Just look this.
Yeah.
This happens a lot on our street. This is probably like the fourth one today.
If you don't mind me asking, can you share like what street you're on?
We're in West Hollywood. This is like a couple streets away from Hollywood Boulevard. So I'm not trying to dox myself here.
Yeah. All right. So to start off, when did you actually realize that acting is the career for you?
When I was 8, actually, these people, we were at the mall with my aunt and my cousins, and these people like approached my aunt and they were like, your kids are actually really cute. Have you considered putting them on TV? And from that moment, we auditioned. I did my first audition for like a showcase thing, and then we got a
Mhm.
call back. And then my mom was like, no. And at first, I was really upset and I had like this resentment for the longest time. But then as time went on, I realized it's probably because being a child actor is so much work. And she probably didn't want me to be exposed to that type of stress so early in my life. So now I understand where she's coming from. But at the same time, it's kind of like just what I wanted to do. But from then, I was like, thinking that acting was a thing, but then I got to high school and then all these people got into my head about like, oh, it's unrealistic and all that stuff. And I was like, well, maybe I should do something to make money, like actual money, and go to college, get a degree and all that stuff. Um, but at the end, here we are, graduating.
Yeah. And you also went to drama class, right? Like in high school, did you take drama classes?
Yeah, I did. I took junior year I took the first drama class, and then senior year that's
Mhm.
when I did theater production, and that was kind of messy, but.
Do you still remember some things from drama class, from theater production that you could kind of use for your career or not really?
Honestly, not really, because I feel like mainly what we did was improv. Like, is that just me? Because did you also take?
I did, yeah, like in freshman year, I took drama beginning. Is that the one you took in junior year?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was mostly just about like introduction, like you know how when you're on stage and like everything is kind of backwards when they say like camera right, it's actually your
Hmm.
left.
Yeah.
Yeah, those kinds of things. And then like the way you deliver your lines, your blocking, especially the blocking and the light, make sure to not block your like your co-star or something. That's pretty
Hmm.
much it. Nothing really. I feel like it's so basic.
I feel like it was common knowledge what we were
Mm.
like. Yeah.
Yeah, but theater production, I didn't get to do it, so I feel like you know more about like drama, drama stuff, obviously. And also, recently I saw your stories from Instagram, and you went to the red carpet premiere of the latest Marvel movie, Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. Let me know how that went for you.
Um. So we always know that the premieres are on Hollywood Boulevard.
Hmm.
Depending on the premieres, that's when we'll decide to go or like stay home and just have a chill day. For that one, because I was particularly interested in it, considering it's the first
Yeah.
Asian representation superhero movie
Yes.
on screen. It's like monumental. I also love Simu Liu and Aquafina, so
Hmm.
I decided to go. I dragged my friend with me. Honestly, she admitted that she didn't really want to go, but she's glad that she did. But it was so much fun. We were on, so they have like two sets of barricades.
Yeah.
One where like the cars go by, and then
Hmm.
um one like on the red carpet for like other fans that get to be there.
Yeah.
And we were on the outside, and we were like on the end where the cars like go by, like where
Uh,
they drop off the people, and we were like, oh my god, waiting for people. But every time a car came by, the security guard would
Mhm.
tell the person to exit on the other side of the car. That's not on our side. So we
Oh my
got to
God.
see them. We got to see them, but like they didn't come over to sign any pictures or anything. And it was like,
Yeah.
what? On top of that, the people that were
Mhm.
standing right next to us, they were Twitch streamers and they wouldn't stop saying like the weirdest things. Like Kevin Feige, the president, the CEO of
Yeah.
Marvel, I guess, he got out of the car and then the guy next to us, he was like, I would smell his seat. My friend and I stood there and we were like, did he really just say that? Like, it was so weird. I hated
Yeah.
that. But other than that, it was quite an experience to see people do their thing.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you, like, are you close to the barricade? Because like on my perspective, like on your story, Instagram videos, it looked like you were so close to them, but I wasn't sure. I feel like you just kind of zoomed in on your phone, but I mean, it looks like you were so near to them.
So, depending on the event and who's there, there will be like groups of massive people in line right where the fence is. Um,
Okay.
for this one, I guess not very many people knew or cared about it to be there enough. So we got lucky and we were like the second row of people right by the fence.
Yeah, not so bad actually. I even saw like Aquafina waving to. Was it for you or was it like someone behind you?
It was pretty much for the crowd in that little,
Oh,
yeah.
it was in general. Yeah, fun fact, actually, let me just share this. I started remembering since we're talking about Hollywood. To anyone who is watching this, Alynn and I actually, I don't know if I want to share this, but I feel like it's so funny. Alynn and I actually auditioned back in 2014 and 2015 to a show that we loved named Once Upon a Time that was airing on ABC at the time. Now, uh, we sent a letter to the director. I believe his name was Adam, and I put in that Alynn could play Mulan and I could play Princess Jasmine due to my long, luscious hair. And I remember grabbing one of Alynn's Facebook profile pictures looking like this, and me hugging a tree looking like this
No.
to serve as headshots. And I included it in the letter. And so if you think about it now, those pictures were somehow at that point in time were somehow in the United States Postal Service system, also in the Canadian postal system because they were filming it up in Vancouver. And if you think about it, maybe director Adam actually like received those letters, and our pictures are in the hands of a well-respected director in Hollywood. Like if you
Potentially.
think about Alyn, let me ask you, do you think what we did was acceptable?
um, I don't know because I know people do that to like casting agencies and like managers and all that all the time. So, no, you know what? I'll say it's acceptable because sometimes they have open casting calls and you can send in a headshot. So, in a sense, we sort of just treated it like an open casting call.
But the thing is, they weren't
We're
even asking
casting.
for a casting call. We just kind of assumed, and I was like, the confidence I had that time, like, yes, I sent this in, I dropped it in the mailbox within a month. We'd be in Vancouver, I believe it was in Vancouver. We'd be in Vancouver filming, and then like a year from now, we'd be signing autographs. I just knew it would happen. But yeah, obviously we're still here. We did not get a call back. So hi Adam, if
Maybe
you're
it's like
seeing this.
a really late callback, like it got lost in the mail and it's still making its way to him even though the show is over. He'll see it and reconsider and be like, maybe they do deserve a backstory and I should be the one writing it, you know?
A backstory. I don't know how they'll put us in. Like, I mean, now that you know, I mean, you went to the American Academy of Dramatic Arts. You obviously know how Hollywood works. Like the auditions, you actually have to have skills,
Yeah.
like agencies, those kinds of things. It's not just a simple letter you drop in the mail.
Hey, listen, we were kids. I think he would let it slide.
I
Optimism.
don't know what to do with information. But anyways, anyway, back to Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. I'm sure you're proud of the representation that we actually have been getting for quite some time now. I think there's a lot of Asians coming in. I know, I believe, was it in season 4? I think I saw like a clip like in The Good Doctor. Daniel Day Kim is now part of the cast, and also I believe he is the producer of the show. So I think that's a huge step for us. I'm sure those are one of your goals as well. Do you think it'd be easy for you to be able to keep up with that?
I don't think it would be easy considering there aren't very many regular rules written for us
Mhm.
as Asians. There are always the stereotypical roles of like us being the nerds, the overachievers, the mathletes, doctors, so on and so forth. So I think trying to break that glass ceiling is going to be a
Mhm.
little bit difficult, but with the evolution of the industry and like having other people get regular roles, it's
Mhm.
I feel like there's hope. It won't
Right.
be easy, but you know, we'll get
You
there.
probably didn't get there.
Hmm.
Yeah. And what genres do you think you would say yes to if given the chance?
Oh, I think about this a lot. So I want to do like drama.
Oh,
I want to do a comedy. Sitcoms are actually really fun. I did a
yes.
sitcom class and those are amazing. And action. I feel like that would be action would be intense.
I was hoping you would say horror.
Horror would be fun too. I've been watching a lot of horror movies, and that would be I'd be up for it.
But I feel like you die like in the first few seconds already.
Yeah, at
It's
least
like
I'd be in a movie. I
you like you see like a floating head and you're like, oh, like just start passing out. I don't know why, but anyway, so speaking of the fun part of Hollywood, I know you are in LA now. Have you been around? Have you visited some fun places, or are you just kind of busy looking for opportunities to come?
A little bit of both. I'm personally busy looking for a job to keep up with rent because it is due soon, and I'm still unemployed. Um, But when we do have time, which we have a lot of, considering none of us are working, we go
Mm.
up and down Melrose or we'll go around Hollywood Boulevard, even though we've been there like 17,000 times living here. If not that, we're just chilling in our rooms, listening
Mhm.
to all the people come by and arguing and like all the sirens going by. The other night, there was a motorcycle gang that drove past the apartment building. It was so much fun. Like it sounds crazy, but you don't hear motorcycle gangs roll by every day. And there were, I was like, wait, what is happening? So I stood up from my bed and I looked outside and there were like so many motorcycles. And then like in the middle, there was like this one white car. I felt so bad, but it just made the whole scene so much funnier.
It's chaotic fun.
Yeah. But I mean, to answer your question, we don't really do much because we're all broke. So we
Yeah.
try to do as much stuff as we can.
Yeah, I guess I was thinking about, I know you're probably kind of busy, but at the same time, I mean, you're in LA. Once you open the door, everything is out there. It's loud, it's crazy, but I know there's a lot of opportunities for people like you who are pursuing a career in acting. Now, switching gears here, I know your fun life is kind of limited because you do have epilepsy and you're very aware of that. You spread awareness of it. Can you like share with us like how old were you when it started, when it kind of just you started feeling weird, or is it genetic?
I, so technically it is genetic, but for me
Mhm.
personally, it wasn't passed down for some reason.
Mhm.
Well, not for some reason, but like it kind of just developed in me. Um,
Mm.
I think it started kicking in when I was 13, but I didn't really pay attention to it. I was like, maybe it's just
Mhm.
like a lack of sleep and I'm kind of delusional.
Mhm.
But I didn't have my first seizure until I was 14. And
Mhm.
it was traumatizing in a sense that it had never happened before and I didn't
Mhm.
know what had just happened. On
Mhm.
top of it being my very first seizure, seeing my mom rush into the hospital and being like,
Mhm.
what happened? Like the look of concern on her face was just, it hurt, you know?
Yeah, I bet. Mhm. And do you avoid, has your doctor told you like any things to avoid to like trigger seizures?
She has said to get enough sleep, at least more than 5 hours of sleep, because usually if I
Mhm,
get less than that, that's when like I start getting auras of like, oh, I might have a seizure today.
mhm.
So getting sleep, trying not to stress myself too much. It's kind
Mhm.
of difficult, especially like with the career field that I've chosen.
Yes.
So we're trying to manage that. Strobe lights, CBD, weed, all that stuff.
Oh my gosh, I feel kind of bad for the strobe lights. Obviously, we love music. I know the two of us have like almost the same taste in bands, and like it'd be great for us to go to a concert together. But strobe lights are everywhere in concerts.
Okay, the weird thing about strobe lights is sometimes they'll just give me headaches.
Okay.
I've watched a movie in the dark with one of my friends because it was a scary
Mhm.
movie, and the strobe lights were going off, and
Yeah.
then like mentally I'm panicking. I'm like, oh my
Mm.
god, something's gonna happen right now. Like this is not the time. But then it ended, and I was like, oh, I'm fine. And then like 15 minutes later, a headache started kicking in, and I'm like, I am not fine.
Oh, so it's not, was the headache severe or was it manageable?
It depends on the person, but for me personally, it was manageable.
Mm,
Mhm.
that's crazy. Oh, that's, well,
Yeah.
at least we know that, sometimes you can kind of get lenient with the
Mhm.
whole strobe lights thing, but still, it's still kind of hard to still get there and try to like fight it.
Mhm.
And also, I remember you have like a traumatic experience with it. You were driving out in the freeway, and you can go ahead and answer that for me.
Okay, so what was it? I woke up. It was to whoever's watching this, don't do what I did because it was such
Mm,
a reckless decision. I
mm,
wanted to prove to my parents that I could get from my house to my doctor's office.
okay.
But the thing is, I had not had enough sleep, and I had felt the auras that like my body telling me that listen, there's a 50-50 chance that you will have a seizure. And that like I
Yeah.
put it away. I was like, it's gonna be fine. Like I'm fine. I get to the light right by the freeway,
Mm-hmm.
blackout. Next thing I know, airbag has popped out. There are people knocking on the driver's window, and they're like, "Are you okay?" And then I open the door, and it's like from there, everything was a blur. I panicked. I called my dad, but he was at the dentist, so he didn't pick up. And I called my mom, and she's like, "Hey, what's up?" And I was like, in tears and sobbing, and she's like, "Where are you?" And I'm like, "Right by the freeway." Um, and again, that motherly panic just like it kicked in, and I was like, I felt so bad that I was putting her through this. Like, it was, ugh.
So you were just starting to drive. Was it like a 5-minute drive? How long were you driving?
To the doctor's office,
When like from your house to
the
when you
freeway,
blacked out, how long were you driving?
from my house to the stoplight, I'd say it was maybe like less than 5 minutes.
Oh my gosh. So you were just like starting, like
Yeah. And then my body was like, you know what? Let's just hash it out here. But the thing is, I'm grateful that it wasn't on the freeway where there are more cars.
yes. Like you hit yourself on the what's it called? Is it like a barricade that are is that where you hit it?
No, I actually hit. So there were three cars. There was two cars in front of me, and then it was
Yeah.
my car. And then I sped up so fast that I hit the car in front of me, and then that
Mm-hmm.
car hit the car in front of it. So
Oh. But I mean I'm pretty sure they know well, they now know your condition, so I'm pretty sure they got pretty shocked up on the freeway.
yeah, maybe.
Yeah, and did they call were they the ones calling 911, or did people, was it like a huge crowd around you?
No, the bystanders were the one that called 911. And this one lady, she bought me like a Canada Dry, like just something to drink.
Yeah.
And I didn't know why, but like I was like, okay, thank you. And yeah, that whole thing was just, y'all, if you get an aura before you seize, just stay at home, have someone else drive you. In general, if you have epilepsy, do not drive, please. Like it's not worth it. Like
Right.
it's just not worth it.
Yeah, I understand. Now, since you are very open and very much spreading awareness about epilepsy, are there any organizations that you would like for people who are kind of, interested in getting to know more about epilepsy?
If you want to get to know epilepsy a little bit more, somewhere that would help is going to
Mhm.
Epilepsy Foundation. You can also donate money there.
Mhm.
There's also the Cameron Boyce Foundation, who is a Disney star that we all
Yeah.
know, and
Yes.
unfortunately, he lost his life to epilepsy. Um,
Mhm.
you can also donate to Cure 26.
For 26. All right. And I will be putting those down in the description box below. Now, before I let you go, you're just going to play a little game, very small. And it's a game called Would You Rather? Okay, I know, it's a game that I feel like everyone has done,
No, but
but
the scary thing is, you know me so well that you could say anything and I would be thrown off guard.
actually I feel like I will be like throwing you off guard because even like me reading the questions right now in front of me, I don't know how to answer these. Like these are so rare. I did this at the last minute, which is why our meeting was kind of delayed, was because I was rushing to think of the questions. So I feel like these are so rushed, these are so random that they're gonna throw you off. So anyway, these are just like 5 questions, very quick. So here you go. Question number 1. If you were stuck in a room, who would you want to be with? Jack the Ripper or Ted Bundy?
Um, I feel like Jack the Ripper would just get straight to the point and just like take me then and there. So I guess I would say him because Ted Bundy would try to probably like feel me up and like, talk to me, whereas Jack the Ripper would probably be like, hey, I'm gonna kill you right here, right now, and get it over with.
Oh, I honestly thought you were gonna say Ted Bundy. Because like I can explain. I feel like you're gonna say Ted Bundy, and I'm gonna ask you why, and you're gonna say he's handsome.
He was not cute.
He was I guess I just kind of think like he looks like Zac Efron because of the movie.
No.
But then I saw like a few documentaries about it. And I was like, but I mean, he's not so bad looking, but he does not look like Zac Efron.
Yeah, with that casting, I don't know what the hell happened.
All right, second, if you were in a marathon, who do you want to be, or which one do you want to be your partner? A turtle or a worm?
Probably a turtle because the chances of it getting stepped on are a lot slimmer than a worm.
Oh, I like that. I like the way you think. Nice, nice. And if you were in a debate team, who do you want to be your partner this time? London Tipton or Michael Scott from The Office?
Hmm. London Tipton because she'd be able to throw them off, and then I'd be like, okay, but also this. She could
Oh,
probably make some good points, to be honest. Depending on the question, she could probably bring up some good points.
right. Like that one episode of Sweet Life where where she joined the beauty pageant,
Mm-hmm.
even had like the helicopter thing going on and
Mm-hmm.
throw in some gifts. Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. And now, if you were to pick up trash, which one do you want to use? Chopsticks or tweezers?
Chopsticks.
Why is that?
You probably pick up more with that. Tweezers are like they're so tiny, but chopsticks have more range.
Do you actually know how to use a chopstick? Do you use chopsticks?
Yeah.
I
You don't?
no, we're that Asian where we use fork and spoon.
Oh, well, I mean, at least you've thought about trying, right?
Well, yeah, I tried. Like a friend of mine taught me how to use chopsticks. Like we use paper as like the practice item. So like it's hard. Chopsticks and paper, like the thinness of the paper. How do you pick that up?
Try picking up something like thicker because paper is too thin. Try picking up something thicker.
Yeah, that was like advanced level training. Paper. Like who puts paper as a beginner,
That's true.
right? Okay, and last one. Who would you rather take care of, the Beast or Gaston?
The Beast. Gaston is too annoying for me. Like I hate that man so much. It'd have to be the Beast.
But aren't you gonna get scared of the Beast though?
Yeah, but I mean Belle got like accustomed to him. They like became friendly with each other. I mean, a little too friendly at the end, but friendly. They
So
developed something.
so the Beast is the winner for you.
Yeah, Gaston is just too egotistical for me.
Okay. I was gonna say Gaston. I feel like your answers and mine is like at the other
Opposite.
end of the spectrum. It's always so different, but we get along that way. Opposites attract people, even in friendships. All right, so thank you, Alynn, for having you with us here. I hope you had I hope you had a great. Wait, can we like cut that, cut that, cut that? Okay. Thank you, Alynn, for being here with us. I hope you had a great time.
Thank you for having me. That was fun. If you want another person to come interview again, I got you.
Oh, I know you're just one text away. So yes, everybody, please, Miss Alynn Mai.